Welcome to the S2E10 Company Music Podcast with your hosts KP and Ashton Thomas. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
What's happening, good people?
What's up, everybody?
I'm Ashton.
And I'm KP.
And this is the S2E10 Company Music Podcast, the show made by music enthusiasts.
For music enthusiasts.
That's right, y'all know what it is.
Yes, and today we have a special guest. Actually, it's really special because he's from my hometown. So this is the first guest from my hometown, Toledo, Ohio. We have Shawn Highsmith, aka Sax Fifth.
What's
Everybody
going on?
give him a warm and vehement welcome to Shawn. Hey, Shawn.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me.
We are so honored that you are here. You are actually the first guest that plays a horn instrument, right, Ashton?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is like a really special episode. We are so glad you're here. We can't wait to dive into all things Sax Fifth. So, yeah.
For sure. So coming up, let's talk about your roots in music, how you got acclimated, and what were some key points that made you, stick with it. So,
it's probably the same cookie cutter story. Started off in church. Of course, started off about fifth grade in school, and then I wanted to play with my brother. My brother played keyboard and organ, so I always wanted to play with him. So that was my way of trying to, be cool like my brother. And from there, it just went on. I actually didn't really play much from there a lot. I've been playing maybe 20 years, but about 18 of those years was literally just in school and a little here and there at church. And just 2 years ago, I decided to become an artist and, get out here like that. So.
word up. So in church, were you actually playing the saxophone during services or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Still to this day, I play at my church. I probably only played at this church. I've been there about 6-7 years. Last church I was there about 8 years. But yeah, I've always played at church on Sundays. Now my schedule's kind of hectic, so the Sundays I'm here, I do play at the worship center. Yeah.
Word up. All right, so take us to, I guess, junior high or high school. Tell us about the music scene in there, like who you connected with. While you were in high school, was there a jazz band or marching band that you were?
Yeah, so I started off, in elementary when I started, they didn't give out saxophones. So, because they was too expensive and kids was probably too clumsy, you know what I'm saying? So they gave me the option. They said you can play the clarinet or the trumpet, you know what I'm saying? But the band teacher encouraged me to play the clarinet because it's literally the same instrument as the saxophone, just woodwind. But I thought the clarinet was girly. So I'm like, no, give me the trumpet. You know what I'm saying? Played the trumpet, wasn't feeling that. So I ended up just saying, screw it. Played the clarinet. And it did work to my advantage. When I got to junior high, they gave me a saxophone. And it was literally all the same. It was just you didn't have to make sure the holes was covered. So it was perfect. And from there, I took my saxophone home every day. And I would run home. Try to get there early before my mom got off work because we was in a Christian household. They didn't play all that R&B, so I would try to hurry up and cut the radio on, learn how to play the songs on the radio, and then I would go to school the next day and play them. Didn't know my music for band, but I knew the stuff on the radio. uh, so pretty much that's what it was. When I got to high school, they had a jazz band, and ironically, a lot of the guys I played in church with, we all end up joining the jazz band together. So I only played in high school till my sophomore year. And then after that, I was like, I'm just cool. It just wasn't cool. It wasn't a cool thing to do. And that'll kind of segue into why, I became Sax Fifth and all that. Because back then, it just wasn't a cool thing to do. You know what I'm saying? And I was one of those guys wanted to be the cool guy. So I'm like, I'm not playing, in a band. But that man named Xavier Smith, he the one that taught me how to play the saxophone in school. We still keep in contact now. If it wasn't for him, it wouldn't be no Sax Fifth. He's a phenomenal saxophonist here in the city. Still, he plays big band jazz and all that. But yeah, that's how I was in school. Yeah.
Oh, word up. So going back to where you say you would try to rush home to listen to some radio stuff before your mother got home. Because growing up in a Christian household, I'll say the same thing. I mean,
Yeah.
we were aware of R&B music. Like my father, he was a big funk guy, so Tower of Power and Parliament and all that,
Okay.
James Brown. But like any of the modern stuff that came out during, you know, 90s, early 2000s, that stuff was off limits. But
Right.
so what was some music that was
So I
influential during your time in high school and junior
so I
high?
went to it was weird, man, because the radio, the R&B and stuff on the radio was how I connected. But jazz was always in the play somehow. I never wanted to play jazz, never was intrigued by it, but for some reason it was what really made me fall in love. I used to go to the library, man. That was two CDs. I rented them so much. It was a Kirk Whalum album. And,
Yes.
Kirk Whalum was technically a gospel saxophonist. Originally, still he is considered a gospel saxophonist. And David Sanborn.
Oh yeah.
And when I tell you, I re-rented those CDs so much. The clerk at the desk was like, "Just keep them." Like I just kept renting out so long. She was like, "Just don't bring them back." And so those two guys, I listened to them a lot in high school. But what never played to it, never tried to play jazz. It was just relaxing, you know what I'm saying? And oddly enough, after that, I never really listened to jazz again until like last year.
Oh, word
And
up.
so yeah, it's kind of weird. Yeah.
I got you, and I can tell you, man. Like we cool now, because my siblings, God bless them, they the Gospel According to Jazz Chapter 2. Like we borrowed that DVD from my uncle. I played that pretty much almost every day, and my siblings got sick of me for that. So yeah, but
I
I mean,
feel you.
but it was such a dope. If you listen to it from start to finish, like
Yeah.
the tunes are just absolutely amazing, great writing. Then David
Hmm.
Sanborn, he's always been one of my favorites.
Yeah.
We used to watch well, not watch, but my father, he had these old VHS tapes of
Hmm.
Sunday night music when it was him and Marcus Miller hosting the show.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
yeah, I
When they
became
came out, that's when they dropped Maputo back in the day.
yes, sir,
Yeah, that's
absolutely.
one of my favorite jazz records right now.
For
Yeah.
sure. All right,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Well,
And
speaking of
also
that,
my brother used to, he listened to a lot of funky stuff, and that I learned a lot from. Like, my brother might have been the biggest Doobie Powell fan ever back in the day. Like, when those records used to drop, he would be in his room, blah, I would be upstairs listening. Even those early, like, Ty Tribbett albums was very jazzy, a lot of big horns and
yes,
stuff. So all that stuff man, I used to dive in all that, yeah.
yes, sir.
so why did you only start listening to jazz last year? Like, why the big break in jazz?
So this is the thing. I'm big into like marketing and branding. I used to own a marketing company and stuff. So when I became Sax Fifth, it was all like that's like Deion Sanders. He became Prime Time. That was his marketing alias. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I did with Sax Fifth. Sax Fifth was a saxophone player. He only played R&B. We was against all things jazz. But little did I know. Um, Jazz is what when I started Sax Fifth, it was literally I owned two businesses at the time, and I wasn't passionate about music. It was just literally, I wanted to make some more money. You know what I'm saying? A couple guys in the city had moved here and was like, "Man, we heard you play the sax," and they was asking why I didn't gig and stuff because I'm like, ain't no money in it, and they pretty much showed me like, no, it's a couple dollars. So that's how I got going, and it was all just a money play. But jazz is what brought my passion into it. It's a different world, man. As I went to my first jazz concert, Bob James actually, it was his new
Yes.
trio. He had Andre Smoot, who was from Ukraine, who he had just brought over here to start this new young trio, and that was my first real jazz concert. And man, I almost cried in there, man. That was a different feeling, like, and since then, literally since that day, sound crazy. All I listen to is R&B. I don't listen to most hip hop, but I have not been to an R&B concert in the last 2 years. Every show that I've been to has been a jazz show. And it's helped me a lot with intentional listening and adding things to my bag. And it's really been taking me further. And R&B is still mostly what I play, but I'm influenced a lot by jazz now.
Oh, for sure. Yes.
That's what's up.
I mean, yeah, because I will say, a lot of people say, jazz is the mother of hip hop. I'll say, in some cases, R&B as well, especially smooth jazz or smooth R&B. It's all instrumental R&B to me.
Hmm.
One particular radio station, 107.3 The Wave, it played contemporary style, so that's how I got hip to,
Hmm.
people like Anita Baker and Phil Perry
Yeah,
and
yeah.
people
Ooh,
versatile.
hey,
So,
Phil
Very
Perry. People don't talk about Phil Perry enough,
oh,
bro.
enough.
he's cold, man.
Phil Perry may have
Woo!
been one of the greatest vocalists that never got talked about, bro. Like
Oh yeah.
Phil Perry. I just got hip to Phil Perry last year
Oh,
listening to
I grew
jazz.
up on Phil.
Oh
And
yeah,
I'm
Mm-mm.
yeah.
like, how was nobody talking about this guy? Like,
Right.
I'm still out, man. Phil Perry is that guy for real, for sure.
Absolutely.
Oh, for sure. Yes, sir. Yeah, yeah. I mean, if it wasn't for George Duke, I probably wouldn't have known who Phil Perry was, because they did a lot of stuff, like a lot of the jazz festivals back then. So,
Hmm.
but yeah.
Well,
So,
he sung background for was it Shaka Khan when she did her and Foreplay did Between the Sheets?
I believe
I
He
so.
was he
Yeah.
believe.
was he was one of the background singers for that, and they gave him a solo, and he went crazy. Like
That's
his
what he
range
does.
Yeah. Oh
is
yeah.
out of no. Like he do things like he just jump out and just do something crazy, but it sounds so amazing you don't even question it. Like, but only Phil Perry. I've never heard another singer that can do that. Like he does the most outrageous stuff, but his placement is genius at the same time. It really makes no sense. It really
We could
makes no.
dedicate a whole episode to Phil because
Yeah,
Pure
yeah.
Pleasure, first of all, the Pure Pleasure album, I could just talk about all day. So yeah, we'll have to
Oh, for sure.
And
bring
one
you
thing
back
I like
on.
about him, and I think that's why it brought me to him. If you notice, all of his shows and performances he did, he always had a cold saxophonist playing with him every time. Always, Kim Waters, Kirk Whalum. It's a lot of guys he sax. So that's how I found out about him. And then SOS Band, Tell Me If You Still Care is one of my favorite records of all
Yes.
time. And when I seen he
Yeah.
redid that record, that's how I got hip to him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. So, when did you start performing professionally? Like, take us back to.
This is my second year officially at Sax Fifth. Things are moving quickly. You know what I'm saying? I didn't expect it to go this way. I ended up having to sell one of my businesses just to make time because it just got too wild. And now I'm in like 4 different cities a week playing, and God has really been good. But it gets tiring. But it's different, man. It's different. It's a different type of feeling. It's a different type of. I never wanted. It's crazy. As much as I'm a pretty known guy and I do a lot of things, but I never wanted to be in the spotlight, and I really have anxiety really bad. So I wear shades. So the bandana and the shades, that's the Sax Fifth look. But it's the funny thing is they both serve a purpose that don't nobody realize. Like the bandana is because I'm so nervous I sweat a lot. That's the only thing I can do to keep the sweat down. It looks cool, but it's to keep the sweat down. The shades is literally because my eyes is closed the whole time, and I don't want nobody to know. And I got that from Music Soul Child. That's why he wears shades all the time. But
Listen, it works.
so yeah, I mean it's getting better. I'm a lot more comfortable now, but I just never wanted to be the guy out front. And now it's a funny story. I just did a show not too long ago at this cocktail lounge I play at all the time in Kalamazoo, and this woman was like giving me a lap dance during it. She wasn't touching me, but she was right there. And my uncle had rode with me to that show. He drove me that night, and literally after that set, he was like, "So you were just gonna let her do all that?" I'm like, "Let who do what?" And he showed me the clip. That woman, I could have reached out and touched her. She was there the whole record that I played. I never knew because my eyes was closed the whole time.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
I
but
think
it's
that's
my
like amazing.
yeah, it's my. I got the video too, and I had put the little play along that nasty dancer, but I couldn't do her like that. She's literally she's the first one to make her reservations every time I play at that venue. So I
Mm.
couldn't do her like that. But the video is hilarious though, I ain't gonna lie.
That is funny. Now you do have a few residencies actually, right?
Yes,
Like
man. Yep,
where
yep.
where are those?
So Comfort Zone Cigar Lounge is a beautiful black owned cigar lounge in Lansing, Michigan. I've been in residency there almost 2 years. They are actually the first residency I ever got. I reached out to them at 3 in the morning on Instagram, and they didn't. They just thought I was capping or whatever. When I'm like, man, I know I could turn that spot out, and we agreed on the price, and we end up almost at double because the reservations start selling out every time, and I really appreciate them. Just to give them a shout out, I've never had to ask for an increase from them. They always came with one. So as they grew, they allowed me to grow with them because they recognize that I helped them grow, and I always respect that. Another beautiful black-owned spot is Kalamazoo, Michigan, called the Dabney and Co. Cocktail Lounge. It's a jazz cocktail lounge. It's beautiful. Another beautiful spot. And this is all dope because you don't get that much sometimes with black owned spots. It's hard to find to
Exactly.
where it's ran well, the business is right, the services. When I tell you those two spots have it all. I had another one in Jackson, Michigan, the Luna Lux cocktail lounge. We still working out some kinks there, but I played there several times. That's black owned and beautiful. Built it brand new from the ground up, everything. I just got a new residency in Cleveland. Another beautiful black-owned lounge. It's called the Charter House
Charterhouse.
Grill, owned by a really, really cool guy named Chris King. Man, we just started that a couple weeks ago. That's been going well. He's also opening a wine tasting lounge. I'll be playing there as well. We haven't had the dates there yet. So yeah, those are the four that I have now. I like to just stay at four. You get to too many of those, it takes up too much room on the schedule. So,
Oh, for
but yeah,
sure.
those are my four residencies. I play there either weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly. Yeah.
That
All
is
right.
amazing.
Yeah, and,
Yeah.
and that's the one thing that a lot of people I wish to realize is that these black-owned businesses, especially music venues, are really they're on the uprise, they're on the come up. So
Man,
there's
listen. Yes, they
a
are.
lot of places opening, and and the support is actually there too. Like if you go to a lot of these places, like they're there to hear music, drink, be merry, have a great time. So it's beautiful. So I'm just
Yeah.
saying to our audience, hey, y'all y'all heard the businesses that he shouted out. Y'all go support them if
Yes.
they're near to you. So absolutely.
Yeah,
And I'm
because
gonna tell you that, and
actually,
this is not out of arrogance or nothing. If it's a Saks Fifth night, make your reservation. Cause
Yes.
literally all those spots it get real tight in there real quick. You know what I'm saying? So
right, yes.
I just try to give everybody opportunity to hear me, especially nights like that. I mean, I don't expect everybody to pay $40 a ticket when I'm doing my big shows. So I like to doing the residencies because it gives the economy is tough right now, man. If
Yeah.
people don't a lot of people don't have it like that. And there's been people that I come off of set and they like, man, you know what, I had a rough day today. And I just came here, I know I had to pay to get in, and this made my day. So I like doing the residencies because it gives you a chance to reach everybody. You don't know who's gonna be in the room. You don't know what they're going through.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I really do like the residencies. You could build a fan base. People get to hear you multiple times, and that's just good marketing and build up for the big shows. So
Oh, definitely.
Absolutely. And Ashton, I have to come out and blog for us
Oh
since
yeah.
you got
yeah, yeah.
residency in
Well, Ashton,
Cleveland.
you out of Cleveland, right?
Yeah, I'm in the Cleveland
Okay.
area for sure. Yeah.
Hmm.
Now another one, just shout out. I've played there several times. We are in the talks of locking in something bi-weekly. Smoke Signal Cigar Lounge.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think it's on Euclid Ave in Cleveland. It's
On
owned by
Euclid. Yeah.
Sheila. Good people. She booked me for the Cleveland Cigar Festival last year, and we've been locked in ever since. So if she sees I'm in town, she called my phone like, bring your sax on over here and do a couple sets. So that's another great spot. We in the works of working something out. Another black owned great cigar lounge for sure.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That is
Yeah.
awesome.
And then to piggyback what you were saying, like just connecting with people, like in between sets or even after the show. Like I know for me, with the bands that I play in, a lot of people after the show will come up to us and say thank you. I'm like,
Yeah.
well, my thing is, I'm like, well, thank you for coming out. Well, what
Right.
they're saying is thank you for I guess brightening up their night or making their night because like they'll have a rough day and just going out
hmm
and hearing live music is what makes it better. So now they come
Yeah.
up to us saying thank you, and I at first I thought that was strange, but now I definitely
Yeah.
understand why now. So
And in essence, it's like that's what really sucks about being an artist, because we don't get that much anymore. You know what I'm saying? My weekends are, man. Listen, for my birthday was in September. I wanted to go to one jazz show a week for every week. I only end up making it to one of them because I got booked too much. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's crazy. We getting drained from our creativity. We rarely get to charge up, to go listen to somebody else. So that's the give or take. When you God is giving it, but you don't get to receive it often, and that's so I yeah. So I just go home and go in my lounge and put on some jazz and blast it, light my cigar just to feel like I'm at a jazz show. Because if it was up to me, I'd like to go to a show once a week, but it's literally like once every 4 months I really get to go to a show because it's just all my weekends is crammed.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
Well, that's
understandably
good.
so.
I do have a question. So, are you thinking about like putting out any original music or having a band, or what does that look like for you?
it's a group of guys that I normally use for all of my shows. And if you're from the Toledo or Ohio area, you've heard of Wall Music Band. They were one of the first bands that ever reached out to me, wanted me to play with them back when I was no good, and we've been locked in for years. And they've come to me several times and was like, we just gonna be the official band, yada yada. But I'm like, I mean, Ashton, you a musician, you know how I go. Even people that have solid bands, if you have good musicians, the chances of every last one of those pieces being available for every date is really slim to
Yeah,
none.
yeah.
So it's like, I don't, it's hard for me to have a quote unquote band because every booking I get, most of them don't require a band just because they ain't trying to pay that much. But when I need a band, those are the guys I call on. And Wall Music has a wide array of musicians, so we just build what we can off of what we need. But when it comes to original music, I've been wanting to drop an album this last year badly. Scheduling is tough, man. I'm only one guy. I do run a commercial remodeling company, and that's my real job. And then I'm doing this on the side, but the side is really heavy. So a lot of times I just don't have the time. And it's tough, finding producers that want to work. Really, and I probably want to drop like a smooth jazz fused with R&B album. That's a very unique kind of producer you would need for something like that. I haven't found them yet, but I'm looking, you know what I'm saying? If somebody got some records, then let's get to work. I've recorded a lot for other people. But I don't know. I'm still, in my mind, I'm still trying to find, Sax Fifth is who he is image wise, but musically, I'm still trying to find exactly where Sax Fifth wants to live at long term. Because, they don't, in this type of business, you're not allowed to switch up and cross over too many times. It's like, when you step in, if you're gonna step in smooth jazz, kind of got to live there for a minute. So I'm still trying to find my sound and to know where I want to be long term. Because like I said, the jazz just threw me for a loop because I never thought I would play any jazz. So I'm still just trying to find a balance. Once I find that balance, I probably would go full throttle on the album. But albums to me, I don't know. And then, as a saxophonist, album's not gonna make you the money. It's the shows, So it's like it's kind of like am I wasting my time? You know what I'm saying? But
I
I'm
think it'll be
seeing
something to
now,
look back on even if you
yeah,
just put a single out.
yeah. Now I do have some stuff I'm working on single wise, but I battled if I should wait till I have a full album. But I know I'm going to need it. A lot of these big festivals are calling me now. I've done festivals in New York, a couple other places, and a lot of them, that's the first question they ask: do you have original music? And some of them, if you don't, it will literally take you out the conversation immediately. And I don't know what that's about, but that's a real thing. So luckily, I get a lot of opportunities, so I don't feel too bad that I can't get that one. But I don't like when I had to miss out on good opportunities for something like that. But an album takes a lot of work. It's a lot of moving pieces. My boy Mike Williams on sax, shout out to him. He does a Christmas album every year, and to see the work that he puts in just for that album every year is crazy, man. And I don't think I had the time for it right now. So that's the biggest thing. But I respect music, and and I would never want to short it in any way. So if I can't go in it full fledged and do it right, I just wouldn't want to do it.
I hear you.
Word
And
up.
this show is like, really catered to like independent artists, right? Like we
Hmm.
highlight them a lot. You would be considered an independent artist, and a lot of them they don't have the option to do a full album all at once. You know what I'm saying? A lot
Yeah.
of them are just pushing, they're doing a single here and they're doing a
Hmm.
single there and here and
Hmm.
there. So like, you know, it's just about getting it out there, losing the idea of like perfection. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You
But as
know,
listeners, though, like, I guess I'm gonna ask you a question. As listeners, are people still engaged in albums? I mean, I'm more of like a single guy. Like I'll listen to a single. I'm just like, let's cut to the chase. You know what I'm saying? Like, if Chris Brown drop an album, let me hear the singles. I really don't care about. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least that's how I feel.
well,
I know
for
for
people
me,
like me, I'm an album girl. Like I
yeah,
like the
Hmm.
storytelling of an album. I feel
Okay.
like getting back into like listening to an album a couple of times because you don't know what you like when you first hear it. You may not like it, then you go back to it and then you're like, oh, okay, I'm feeling it. But I'm definitely like a full album kind of person. I know we live in like a microwave society,
For
so
sure.
everybody wants just quick singles here and there or whatever, which that works for marketing and things like that. And it
Hmm.
also works again, like I said, for independent artists who either don't have the funds, the fortitude, the producers, like you
Yeah.
said.
Yeah.
We talked to a lot of people on this show where it's just they're just trying to get the producers, they're the
Yeah.
engineering, the mixing, the
Yeah.
mastering. Like we had
Yeah.
Chastity Henson on here, and she literally made a reel like I'm gonna post this song until I find somebody who can mix and master it, and that's what she did. And
Wow.
somebody reached out, and she was able to get it mixed and mastered, and we had her on the show or whatever. So it's just like like yeah, I think you should. I think you really should like think about it, pray about it,
Yeah. I
and
just
do
feel
it.
like the world doesn't. That would be so disappointing. Like I'm a real music listener, and the last great storytelling R&B album that I could say was a full album. I listened to it, and it just never got its credit. That TGT album
We
was
already talked about that on the show, didn't we? Talk about
that
TDG.
yep,
Mm,
that was unmatched. That album didn't win no awards.
they
It got
rarely
no
do.
notoriety. That may have been the best R&B album we have seen as a whole in the last 15 years. In my opinion, and I've listened to R&B a long time, but wrote and produced by Tank is enough. But I just feel like that's what type of shuns me from doing album stuff like that. That album never got nowhere near the credit it deserved. Nowhere near.
It
You know,
didn't.
every yeah.
It
yeah,
didn't like as far as like awards and stuff, but when you talk to creatives and music enthusiasts and people like that, we still rant and rave about that album.
Man,
So
that album is
like
still no skips. It's
so
been
yeah,
like what,
yes,
7 years?
still no. It came out in 2013, and I still listen to it like it just came out
oh yeah,
yesterday.
for sure.
So I mean, I would say yes on the Grammy. I mean, lots of people I know never won Grammy. The Whispers never have won a Grammy,
Really?
and no,
I mess with the whispers.
no, and they
But
have,
back
I
then
mean,
it
a
wasn't
string of hits, and I mean, just lots of people we know that have not won Grammys that we consider
mm-hmm.
like amazing artists
Hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
whatever. So, but yeah, that TGT album,
But
man,
that's like that deep in R&B is really, it's a small group. You have to be musically inclined to really appreciate the placement and stuff, the storytelling of that album. And I'm still upset if I don't know if y'all know, if y'all TGT was never supposed to include Genuine originally. It was supposed to be Tank, Tyrese, and Jamie Foxx. But Jamie Foxx, the number he put on the table, he was doing movies. They wanted him to do it, and he just was a straight shooter. Like, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna need this amount of money. I don't care what y'all are getting paid, but I need
Hmm.
this. And it really just wasn't conducive for the budget, and he wouldn't have been able to do one of those Fast and the Furious movies he was on. And of course, they was paying him a ridiculous amount of money. So that's why they went and got Genuine. And I'm not saying Genuine wasn't a good fit. I'm just only disappointed because Genuine ultimately was the reason why the group never did nothing else. You know what I'm saying? He messed up the whole move, showing up at shows drunk, just you know what I'm saying, and it just messed it all up. I mean, I know I did some shows recently, but if Jamie Foxx would have been in that group,
No, for
It
sure.
man,
maybe would have worked out because I know they do get on and they talk about it, and Tank talks more about like Genuine and Tyrese. Like Tyrese didn't know how to be in a group. Tyrese always
yeah,
was the front man, so he said that made it difficult. It was like a multitude of things that made them going forward hard.
mm.
But studio wise, that album still like is up there with like a Jodeci album or something like that.
But you'd be surprised how many people I can't count how many people I bring it up. They said they never heard one record off of it, and that's insane.
And
Yeah,
that's
that's
how
But
crazy.
you
it's
know.
reality though. It's
Yeah.
reality.
Yeah, I'll say for me to answer your question, I'll say this: pre-pandemic, I was a single guy, but me because just everything was closed and wasn't going anywhere, wasn't gigging, and that's
Mm.
really. I'll speak on behalf of a lot of musicians around the world. That was the excuse for them to actually put out like during that 2020 2021, we were getting music from everybody during that time.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
I mean, I say all that to say like now God forbid it might take another shutdown, another pandemic,
Yeah,
again, God
because
forbid
I
for
feel like
music to really be to come out as sporadic as it did at that time. So
yeah,
I
it's
wonder
like
why that was.
we on like a TikTok era now. Like
mhm.
if there's no dance to it, the song ain't hot. Like it's really getting annoying. You know what I'm saying? Like and like everything is if a record is hot now it's a challenge. And I'm not against the challenge, but why couldn't Fold It just be a good song? Why did it have to be a challenge and for everybody else to sing it for it to get its notoriety? Why couldn't Residuals just be one of the best R&B records we've had in the last 5 years? Why did everybody else have to sing it for it? So it's just it's like backhanded compliments. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a great song, but it's even greater if everybody else sings it or does a remix. I don't. I'm old school when it comes to music. If it's a good record, it don't really matter about nothing else to me. Like it's just a good record. But we in a world of general listeners, and general listeners need all the extras with it
Yes.
for them to be captivated towards it. You know what I'm saying? But that's just the
Yep.
world we live in.
Popcorn.
That's
That's
like
for sure.
Kirk Whalum. You know that Kirk Whalum record, "Do You Feel Me"? Do
Yeah,
you feel me? Nobody even knows that's Kurt Whalum record, but everybody doing a little down south step to it.
exactly.
I just went and seen Kurt Whalum in Akron, and his
Oh,
shows is pretty much older people. So he was like, I got this single that's going viral right now. If anybody knows the dance, I want you to come down there and do it. Not one person went, but not one person that does the dance know who Kurt Whalum is. That's crazy to me.
Jesus.
Like.
Yeah, that's
But that's the
insane.
world we live in. Like he viral for a song and don't nobody even know it's his song. They just think it's a random song.
Yep.
God, oh.
That's the world we live in.
And to go back to my point, I'll be mad as hell if I put my heart and soul in the album and I go viral just because little Lisa made a little dance to it on TikTok. Like, why couldn't this go viral? Because it's a good record.
It's a
Like,
good record, right?
yeah.
Yeah. So your live performance, like what are some things that or what I'll say what are your intentions when you perform live? With whether it's with like is there a DJ or is there any vocals or is there like a lot of audience participation as you perform or
Yeah, I feel like every live performance, I'm big on not beating the audience up. I only like to be up there so long, like a big ticketed show live performance, only because as a saxophonist, maybe I haven't tapped into that. There's only so much we got to give on one stage. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like you gotta. One thing that I've learned is you gotta have one record to get people off their feet. You gotta have one record to have people feel emotional, and you gotta have one record that's just a classic that everybody know. One thing that was hard for me, I learned the hard way. As a saxophonist, you gotta walk the crowd one record. It's inevitable, and it took me probably 10 of those big shows for me to get the balls to be like, fuck it, I'm going in the crowd. You know what I'm saying? And and I did it for the first time. That was a different feeling, man. I was sweating like a dog, eyes closed, my anxiety. But to see everybody with their phones out, just trying to catch that moment. That's a different feeling, you know. So my thing is, you know, if you come to a Sax Fifth live show, I just want you to leave feeling like you experienced something. The experience could be whatever you deem it to be, but I just want it to be some kind of experience for everybody, because that's what music is always meant to be. It's supposed to be an experience, you know what I'm saying? And you know, I just don't want to be the cookie cutter guy to just do a show and that's just it. I want it to be an experience. So I'm normally intentional about having good opening acts, good host. A good host will take your show further than a lot of people think, and a good venue. You know, you got to have the ambiance right, lighting, seating, all of that stuff matters. You know, so I just want it overall to be a good experience. You know, I'm more into the details, like this big show we do every Black Friday. I was intentional, like whoever's going to be the food trucks is mandatory. They got to have somebody come and taking orders, because who wants to keep getting up during the experience? You know, the bar, you have to have bartenders that's willing to take orders, because you're taking away from the experience when people have to get up and go get this and go and get that. So I'm actually, the music is like one of the last things when I'm planning the actual big show. I'm bigger into the other details just to make sure it's all an experience. You know what I'm saying? So that's just
Yeah,
what I
that's
want.
awesome. Yeah, that's incredible, man. Yeah, because it all matters at the end of the day.
It
So,
does.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
that's
because you
all.
could put on a hell of a show, but if Candace had to wait 47 minutes for her chicken dinner, it don't matter. It don't matter. She
Yeah.
gonna be on
Yeah,
Facebook like
yeah,
Sax Fifth sounded good, but the 47 minutes I had to wait on that chicken dinner, never again. I'm never going to a Sax Fifth show again. The chicken dinner.
yeah.
That's
Hopefully
the
she can
world
do it.
we live in for real.
And that's
That
real.
was like me at the abstract sound gig outside that wasn't supposed to be
Oh,
outside and all them bugs.
Whoa,
Oh
you know
my
what was that at
God.
Golden Road?
Golden
Yes.
Rose,
I
yes.
was supposed to be there.
You were supposed to play?
No, no, the promoter was trying to get me to play there, and he was trying to like lure me there for a conversation. And I don't know why he's like, well, we gonna have abstract sounds. I know you want to come to that. Just come here and we can talk da 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 da, yada da. So I was like, but I never made it to that show. And then I was supposed to catch abstract sounds in Akron. They was at Blue Jazz, I believe.
Yeah, yeah. Friday.
Hold on, you play for abstract
Yes, I
sounds?
was
Yeah,
about
they
to
played.
say
Yeah,
Ashton is in
Oh,
yeah.
abstract
He's
that's
sound.
great. Okay. I've been trying to catch y'all for a minute. It's just the stars haven't been aligning.
No, yeah. Understood. Yeah.
So what do you play, Ashton?
Oh, I'm drummer.
Okay, okay,
Hmm.
that's dope. But yeah, I've been watching y'all. I follow y'all. I've been watching y'all. I just have not been able to
Right.
catch y'all.
Yes, sir.
Well, you
Yes,
gotta
sir.
make it
So
out, but I
send me your
went.
schedule or something. Yeah, we got to go to the abstract sound show. Like, let's
For
do
sure.
it.
Well, listen, I'm half member now. Like I'm cool with everybody in the band. So anytime they hear I'm there, or sometimes I go to the Cleveland shows or whatever. But it just depends. But I was making a point that all that matters, because when them bugs was outside tearing my butt, I was like, I couldn't even enjoy the show. I was like, yo, this is whack.
Yeah,
So
Right.
yes, that all
that's
makes
what's up.
sense.
Now I really got to catch the abstract sound. So, and then you know what? That's what's dope, because I don't know any of the members personally. Like I just know about the band. Like I've been
Yeah,
hearing about them. I see their clips. I'm like, yeah, they fire.
we
Gotta
gotta
catch them.
get. We gotta introduce him to Javon,
No, yeah. Javon Bogart. He's actually a tenor
the leader.
saxophone player, and he's the band leader. So.
Hey, I
Yeah.
might need to. I just started playing tenor like 2 months ago,
Oh.
and
Okay.
yeah, and I done fell in love with it so much. I might not be playing alto at all anymore. So tell them I need some lessons. Tell them to call me. I could use some tips for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll let him
Yeah.
know personally, and he'll see this show, so it'll confirm it too. So.
Yeah, but send me, for real though, Ashton. When we get over, send me your schedule, because I definitely want to catch one of your shows for sure.
Oh, dope. Okay, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So
Now I'm
next.
in Cleveland. Do y'all play a lot in Cleveland?
Coincidentally, no. Like we're pretty much
Really?
everywhere. Because Javon, he lives in Columbus, so we're in
Okay.
Columbus a lot. We're in Pittsburgh. So I mean, we're every once in a while we're in Northeast Ohio, but and we're
Okay.
everywhere else. Like we're in Pittsburgh a lot too, playing at Cone Alma. If you ever heard of that place.
I haven't. I've been trying to get in Pittsburgh. It's funny how you gotta like take over cities. You know, it's like you get into a city. Like right now, Cleveland is. I don't know what's going on, but ever since I've been playing in Cleveland, it's been going. You know what I'm saying? Like 200 something shares on TikTok from the wind down. And you tell me, so you from Cleveland, Ashley?
Yes.
So I was just there. I played at Mediterranean Lounge or something on a Tuesday night, a trial little run. Um, so me and my boy Nate Hicks, another great Midwest artist,
Yeah.
I played with him Tuesday night at one of his residencies in Cleveland, and I was playing there the next 2 days. So we were trying to find something to do Tuesday night. When I tell you, the whole city was like a ghost town. So
Whoa.
I was kind of worried the next night. I mean, we literally was downtown at 10 p.m. Couldn't find not one thing open.
What?
But so I'm worried. Like, well, I got to play the Charter House and Smoke Signals the next night. So I'm worried. Like, man, it's probably gonna be whack. Ain't nobody. When I tell you, both spots was jam packed
Hmm.
on a Wednesday, and somebody was like, no, Wednesday is our night in Cleveland. That's our midweek turn up is Wednesday.
Yeah.
But I guess it's different because in Toledo it's Tuesday. So I was just surprised by that. Like the cigar lounge was packed to like 2 in the morning on a Wednesday. Like so I didn't know if that was a Cleveland thing or not. Like,
I mean, it beats me. I know Tuesday, that might be another, because I know a lot of musicians, they go to this place called the B-Side Lounge
I
in
heard of
Cleveland
that. I
Heights.
heard of
Yeah.
that.
So yeah, yeah, uh,
Cause they do like a
B-Side.
jam session there, don't they?
Oh yeah, oh
Oh
yeah,
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 B
and then
side is fire.
a lot of
What
people that I didn't even know, like a lot of people that I knew personally who aren't musicians, like they just go to hear the music there. So
Hmm.
on
so
Tuesday
what
nights.
nights? What nights is that at B side?
Tuesday.
The Tuesday night is the jam session. I know that, and then
Okay.
I know upstairs is a venue called Grog Shop, and they have venues. They have events every weekend there. So
Okay.
I mean, even some live music stuff there too at Grog Shop as well. So yeah.
Yeah, I know they just closed down. Richard Riley used to play all the time at it was like a golfing spot, but they had like
Oh yeah,
live music in there.
the 1899 club.
18. I was trying to
Yeah,
play there, and then when I reached out, they like it's closed permanently. I'm like, damn.
right.
But
Yeah,
every time I seen people playing there, it was popping. Like it was
right.
jam packed.
Yeah, I
But
don't know.
another and I got to give him a shout out while we on here. One of the coldest saxophonists in the Midwest by way of Cleveland, Ohio. He don't get enough notoriety. Michael Austin
Oh yeah, yes.
is that guy, bro. Like that guy. Man, I go to this page almost daily and just watch. Like I was in Akron when he opened up for Kurt Whalum, and
Yeah.
no cap, his set was eons better than Kurt's. And I ain't lying. Like his set was for real. And I don't know. It seemed like I don't know. Guys like that is kind of discouraging. Like,
Hmm.
how is this dude not on billboards?
Yeah,
Like,
man. Yeah. Shout out to Michael Austin and his band too, because I know everybody
yeah,
knows
his band code too. Yeah,
I think
yeah, yeah.
Serena Magnum on keys,
The
Hosea
lady
Harris.
on keys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yep. Hosea Harris Jr. I've been knowing him for years. Hosea Harris Jr. on bass, and then Gene Butler, the drummer. So yeah, a lot of people.
Yeah.
I've gigged with. I actually did something with Michael Austin. It was like 2016, 2017. The first time I heard him, I played at this place called Mitchell's in Euclid,
Oh
and
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
They
him and
closed now too, ain't
yeah,
they?
they are. Yeah, man.
God,
And then do you know John Watkins as well?
I
Um,
don't think I ever heard of him.
he's a alto player. He sat in the gig, but that was a fun night too. You know, they
Yeah,
did some,
only alto players I know out of Cleveland is Richard Riley. His band is cold too.
yes,
Richard Riley, Lou Harris.
yeah.
Lou
Oh
Harris.
yes,
He,
yes,
he
that's my
plays
guy.
with the unit band. Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
And he got his own thing. He's in Pittsburgh a lot.
Yeah,
But I never heard of that other guy. But yeah, those guys is like, and it was funny because when I first started out, I was thinking of like cities that I could just take by storm. And I'm like, I can't get in Cleveland. There's too many. There's too many heavy hitters in Cleveland. So like to now to have, two spots I'm playing at in Cleveland a lot, man, it just shows me how far I come, man. I rub shoulders with these guys now, and we talk, and when I see them, they like, man, you doing your thing, and those moments mean a lot to me because
yes, sir.
you look up to people, and they bring you in the same room as them, that's big, So Mike Austin, me, we become friends and talk. I even asked him to be my mentor, but I think we both too busy for that, but. But yeah, I want to catch him at the Chalk Bar Wednesday nights, but I play Wednesday nights in Cleveland now, so now I can't catch him. But
Gotcha.
yeah, that's one of my Mike Austin's in my top 5 right now for
Yes,
sure.
sir.
He just dropped a single. Speaking of singles, he just dropped his first single called "Let's Play," and it's worth a listen for sure.
Oh,
for sure.
That is awesome. Yeah. Well, before Ashton gets into like the trivias and things like that, I do want to ask you, what advice would you give to like the younger generation that's coming up, like in a like wanting to play sax, but like yourself didn't think it was cool and all of that. Like, what advice would you give, even with your vulnerability here, telling us about
Hmm.
anxiety and things like
Hmm.
that? What
Well, the
would you
thing is,
say?
I would just say like, just do what you're comfortable with. You know what I'm saying? Like, the best part about the saxophone is you could really play anything on it. You know, it's no limitations. So do what you feel. Saxophone is a feel instrument. You know, if I play a record, if I gotta play a wedding and somebody give me a terrible record to play at their wedding, you know, you want to tell that I don't feel that record. You can feel it when I'm playing. You know, so you have to play what you feel. And that's what I would just say. Just don't think that that's not enough. You know, for me, that's why I never wanted to be an artist, because I just felt like everybody wanted to hear jazz. You know, and jazz is not an easy genre to play. You know what I'm saying? Like, and there's so many realms of jazz. But once I found out, like, what really made me comfortable was like people wanted to hear R&B. There's a group of people that it's a big group of people that want to hear R&B, and then just doing my research, listening to different jazz, like Jeff Bradshaw, he playing R&B on the trombone.
Yes.
Just all you got Dominique Hammond playing R&B on the violin, and so then that's why I got to think like, why can't I play R&B on sax? And actually, in marketing, it tested me because I'm like, if I can make this work, I might be good at this marketing thing. And it stuck. You know what I'm saying? So I would just say, just go with what you feel. Never feel like the audience may be too short, because you can create the audience. You can definitely create the audience, and really it may be easier to get in that way. I mean, it's harder to get in when you're doing the same thing 50 other people. I'm not. What's the point of me trying to be the next Kenny G or Gerald Albright when everybody trying to be that? You know, it's easier for me to just be sax fifth. You know what I'm saying? Because that may be a vibe they haven't experienced yet. So I would just say, man, keep your originality. No matter how far it is from the norm, you can make the lane, and that may be an easier route for you.
Dope.
That's awesome.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. And then, all right. So, I think you kind of alluded to it, like with some of the names you mentioned, but I mean, I'm not one to assume anything, so we'll do a few of these.
Okay.
All right. So,
Okay.
I want to know your Mount Rushmore of saxophone players, then your Mount Rushmore of R&B artists. So,
Got you. Well, how many is in Mount Rushmore? 3 or 4?
four.
Or ba-
4. I thought it was 3. That's tough. Um, and my Mount Rushmore might be so far. It might be some names you never heard. Um, but pretty much. So it's a guy in Ukraine, a guy that made me fall in love with jazz, Andre Smoot. He is definitely on my Mount Rushmore. He's a part of the new Bob James trio. Those guys, they doing great things. You gotta have Kurt Whalum on there, because Kurt Whalum is he's Kurt Whalum. You know what I'm saying? David Sanborn for sure, because David Sanborn. A lot of people wouldn't play saxophone if it wasn't for David Sanborn, and he would piss you off because he just made it look so easy, playing on the side of his mouth. He just sitting there, but he gonna kill you all night. Like, and a new guy that's not new that I found out going to the actually first time I heard him. Funny story, was at the Tri City Jazz Festival. Like I said, I was a Smoot fan with Bob James. They were opening up for the headliners at Tri City last year. They opened up for Marcus Miller and them. Well, that was the same time that around the same time David Sanborn had passed. So in my mind, I'm like, you got Bob James and Marcus Miller on the same ticket. I have to be at that show. Dave Sanborn just passed. Like, that's gonna be epic. They gonna do Maputo together. Like, and they did exactly that. And so when Marcus Miller walked out, he had a saxophonist with him. And he was a grungy looking guy. He didn't look important or nothing. And I was telling me and Mike Williams on sax was there together. We kicked it. We had a ball. And so Smoot and Bob James had already played, and they brought them all out. The first record Marcus Miller was there was Maputo, and so I looked at Mike. I said, "Man, Andre Smoot about to tear whoever this dude up." Well, Come to find out that this dude was the Donald Hayes.
Oh yeah.
And I never knew who he was. And I don't know how I didn't. But Donald has that look. He doesn't look like anybody. No. And when I started doing my research after the number one, he went absolutely insane that show. I had to go do my research and I found a documentary. The beginning of the documentary was a Kurt Whalum clip. And Kurt Whalum said, Donald Hayes is the best saxophonist that you never heard of. That told me enough. Now I felt like an idiot. Like if Kurt Whalum is saying that about somebody, and when I went down the rabbit hole, man, when I tell you this dude can play, he toured with back in the '90s. He toured with John P. Key,
Yep.
and then now he's touring. He's been touring with Marcus Miller the last 5 years, and he's an absolute animal. But he's one of those guys. He doesn't care about the spotlight. He just doesn't. You know, he writes big scores for movies and all of that. But he just don't care. But yeah, so that's who would be Donald Hayes, Andre Smoot, David Sanborn, and Kurt Whalum. And if I can add an honorable mention, it'd probably be Candy Dofer. I don't think she gets enough credit neither.
Okay.
She's from the Netherlands. Cold, been cold for ages though. I'm kind of researching her right now for the last 6 months, but she cold though. She cold since the '90s. Yeah.
Okay. Dope. Then now R&B artist.
Now that's where it get tough. That's a lot of saxophonists. You could name so many but it's so many R&B artists. For me, man, my Mount Rushmore may be a little different on that too. Music Soul Child is what made me fall in love with R&B. I can't take that away from him. Tank is influenced, man, R&B way more than people give him credit for. Tank was so good. When he stopped writing for people, their careers just was nothing. Like after Tank wrote Marcus Houston Naked, never heard nothing good from Marcus Houston no more. After he wrote O for Omarion, you never heard
Oh
nothing
yes.
good from Omarion. Like when people think that they are above Tank, he shows them that no, you needed me. Like
What is you click
so
clacking over there?
oh, I'm sorry. So Tank, so we got Tank, Music Soul Child, R&B. Chris Brown, man, I hate to be cliche, but Chris Brown you got to give it
He
to
is
him,
who he
man.
is. Okay.
He's really that guy. Like he could really, for years everybody was saying we just dance. He made good records, but he really can't sing. He can really sing. He can really sing.
I never heard that.
And probably a plot twist. Jill Scott. That's probably. And it's probably because, Jill Scott always had, I'll never forget Mike Phillips, the Live in Philadelphia solo on Is It the Way? That Mike Phillips, I would have loved to put him in my Mount Rushmore, but Mike Phillips on that solo on that song, man, that was a moment in time. Like, but Jill Scott just was a vibe that I feel like we never really got to really appreciate for real. So yeah, that'd probably be my Mount Rushmore.
And and then we do another thing called the soundtrack to your life. So just some songs that you say have resonated with you up until this point of your life. I mean, we normally say give at least 5. Oh yeah, at least 5. So it could be more than that.
See, now I'm an old soul, man. I'm an old soul. And really, see, I hate Mount Rushmores because now I'm thinking of other people. The Isley Brothers, man, you can't say enough about the Isley Brothers. I mean, they go so back. They had a record with the Temptations back in the day. You make me want to shout. That was the Isley Brothers, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Yep.
Yeah, like people don't know that. But they got a record. Voyage to Atlantis #1 is crazy.
Yeah.
That's gonna forever get played. And then this may go a little more. You got Jay-Z Imaginary Players. That's one of my favorite records of all time. And it's not because Cardi B just I've been listening to that record forever. Biggie got a few that I just keep on repeat. Sky's the Limit. That's like the soundtrack for real in my life. That's if I need to be motivated, listen to that. Him and Jay-Z did I Love the Dough. That was another banger. So where we at 3? SOS band, tell me if you still care. That's always gonna be one. Joe Good Girls is that's one of my forever timeless records right there. Joe, another artist that don't get the notoriety, man.
Yeah,
That dude
it's not.
made some records, man.
Man,
He
didn't
made
he?
some real records. Yeah, so that would have been my five right there.
All right.
You talk about Joe.
What'd you say about Joe?
I said I just remember when Power was on and 50 Cent tried to switch him out for Trey Songs.
Mm.
Yo, you don't remember that? You remember that,
I don't really
Ashley?
watch
Yeah,
TV
He
like that.
redid
Yeah.
the intro and everybody hated it
yeah.
so bad
Everybody,
that
man.
they switched it back to Joe's.
Oh, so
I
you talking
was
Yep.
about the Big
right.
Rich Town song? That was
They
Joe.
say this is
That
a
was
big rich
Joe. Yeah,
town.
this is
Yep.
Oh, I
Big
never knew
Rich
that. I never
Town.
knew that.
Yeah, and so then he redid it, and everybody hated it. And you know, 50 Cent a real nigga. He was like, "All
So
right,"
he just switched it
like
back.
he
Yeah, yeah.
switched it back. I was
But you know,
crying.
it's a song that Joe I just found out about, and it was on that same album with Love Singing and all that. I don't know how I missed it, but that might be one of the realest records I ever heard R&B. I just heard it like 3 weeks ago. It's called Love Don't Make No Sense.
Mm,
I That's a record. I literally, and he talking
Joe
about
did it.
some real stuff for sure on that record. I just got hip to it, but that's a fire Joe record for sure. And Joe still sound really
Yes,
good
Yes.
live,
absolutely.
and that's
And listen to
rare,
that.
man. Because
Mhm.
some of these dudes is falling off bad, like they just need to stop. But Joe still is smoking them every show.
Every
He could
show.
do acoustic live band. It don't matter. Maybe he
Yes.
should have been TGT. That actually wouldn't have been a bad move, to be honest.
Mm.
But I feel like Joe's so like laid back. You get what I'm saying? Like he almost gives like he just doesn't care too much about being front and center. He just wanted to do music. And I feel like with TGT, them is all niggas who like to be seen.
But that may be what they needed though. That could have
It
been the
might have
best.
been. I
You
could
know what I'm
see
saying?
him, Tyrese, and I could see him, Tyrese and Tank.
Yeah,
That could
genuine.
have possibly worked.
Genuine just be loud and wrong. How you gonna be loud and sound bad? Like, yeah, that's
Every
crazy.
time. That's funny though.
But he was like the cookie cutter R&B artist back in the day that was never known for great vocals. They just wrote some
No,
really
it was
epic
known for
records.
that. Known for them
Like
production with
that,
Missy and Tim.
yeah, like I mean anybody could have sung on them records and they would have been hits. You know what I'm saying? He never vocally impressed anybody to be honest, but it was everything else to dance and and the
Hmm.
ladies loved him and all that. But I just don't think that he deserved to be in that group musically. Like I just
Ashton is weak. I'm great.
yeah yeah
What's your
that
thoughts,
still bothers.
Ashton?
Oh, no comment for me.
Oh,
You
you a
know, I,
big Genuine fan?
oh no, not really. But I mean, he is. Oh, I'm laughing because it's true. He is the laughing stock of R&B music. Really,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
like that 9 o'clock, and then the girls were
yeah.
crazy, but he sounded nuts in that, and then him singing in those jeans live, and then falling inside the stage, and after he
hmm
got out of that, I'm like,
Yeah,
come on, man.
yeah. He should have sat that one out. But I mean, for what you got they probably paid him pennies. For what they got in return, I guess it probably was a win, marketing and financially. But it ultimately led to the demise of the group. So I guess
Mm.
because they just didn't want to deal with that no more. Because I mean, Tyrese and Tank can really sing, like,
Oh yeah.
and then you got
Absolutely.
somebody coming in loud and wrong like that on their part. It just messed up the whole. I mean, I went and seen it was called the R&B Extravaganza, probably like 6 7 years ago in Detroit. It was Joe, Dave Hollister, Genuine, who else? It was somebody else. But when I say Genuine, everybody was going to get snacks during his set. I mean, the boy was awful. He was just loud, running around the stage, just screaming in the
With that
mic like
slick back on his head,
yeah, it
hair.
was really bad. It was really, really bad. Really
Oh, poor
bad.
Genuine. Lord
Yeah.
help us. We're gonna pray for Genuine.
Yeah. And I'm really glad though that music is transitioned from that because now the guys that's putting out R&B can really sing though. Like
Absolutely.
Eric Bellinger, What's the other guy, the light skinned guy that's been going? He was just sung background on what's the name's Tiny Desk.
Duran Bernard.
Rand Bernard, or
Him, but you also got the Vito.
Oh,
Vito can
Vito.
really sing.
He just put an album out that I feel I like it. I do
I
like
want
it.
to listen to it, but you know who had the best folded remix though, and I don't know why, but you had to go listen to it. It sounds strange. YK Osiris.
Who?
Exactly.
It's like what?
It's the young guy that was getting on everybody's nerves. I could give you the world, baby girl. Just know that him, but he did a folded remix, and his pen was legit, and it sound good. But it's just good to see that the younger people coming up really can sing, because I was really getting tired of that. Really, like,
and then
got to
and then
draw the
you're
line somewhere.
and then what I'm seeing is you're actually seeing a cross pollination of a lot of collaborations. I think that would be a better term for it because I just saw October London. He did a song with Boney James, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
So,
yes, he did. Hey, I play that record on Jazz Lounge nights.
oh, do you?
Um,
Okay,
yes,
word.
sir. Yes, sir. That's actually he one got me into Boney James, but it's called All I Want Is You. I think it is.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's a good record. But they got a young guy. I don't know. Y'all hip to EJ Jones?
Yes. Hold on, wait.
Hey, the young dude
Yeah.
just got signed to QC, sing all the Bobby Womack and Sam Cooke joints.
Yes, he got
Oh,
that
Got the
gas
golds
station
in his
joint.
mouth. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
he can change the game for real.
Yeah. He's literally like the new Johnny Taylor.
I'm
Literally.
hoping they like handle him right though. Like the first single he put out was not, um, yeah, it just wasn't fitting. I mean, he got famous from singing the Bobby Womack, Johnny Taylor, and all that.
His
First
first single was
record,
that gas station song though,
no,
right?
his first single was, I don't know what type of verbiage you could use on this podcast, but it was pretty much saying the booty was too good.
Oh.
Um, and I'm just like, why would y'all let him put that out? Like, but he redeemed himself with gas station though. That was cool. So hopefully they handle him right and have him put out the right records, because he could change the game
He
for
really could.
sure.
He's amazing.
Yeah, his voice is very unique.
all right. So this has been another episode of the Infohemic Company Music Podcast, the show made by music enthusiasts.
For music enthusiasts.
That's right. Yo, Saxfifth, help us wave goodbye to everybody.
See you next time.
Peace.